Okay. All right, there are my decibels. And there I am right there in my work shirt. That is what these cheap dashikis are for those looking at the video. These are my work shirts. All right, so doop doop, what is coming forward? Definitely Candyman movie review and little riff about it with myself, Phoenix Kalita, and our niece, Seven Black, the paperwork lady. After I do this shift, it's 6 a.m. now, and I can't really get everyone up. And, we're all lefties, and it's not like herding cats. We can't do it. We can't all be here at the same time that easily in the morning. But definitely the Candyman film. And I think more so than film reviewer, when we talk about films, we'll probably mostly just be talking about shit that we thought was cool. So it's kind of like just going to be all positive reviews. So if I didn't like a film, I'd be like, well, I don't feel like talking about that. I feel like watching something cool and scrubbing it from my brain. All right. So we dug the Candyman film. I'm someone who has not seen the original film, while Phoenix Calida has seen the original film, knows the story. Phoenix Calida was also born in the Cabrini Greens projects when it was projects. To my understanding, it's heavily gentrified now, as the movie depicts. And also interesting, of course, and very dope how the movie makes mention of the black people with class privilege being a part of gentrification, being a part of what like moves out the real actual life. Like the Yas Queen crowd is not actually the hood. The hood isn't like that. The hood is more the you go girl got appropriated by white women, and then the daughters of those white women and their black friends moved into the hood and pushed out the people that actually said you go girl in 1991, as it were. And I'll have to look at it again. I think there was further pushback from that character. I think his name was Anthony, the muscular guy, muscular art man. And I think there was a pushback from him because we also looked at the film Kate as well, like all in the same setting. We have like these sort of wine cellar slumber parties, like the whole household gets up there together. I check the check the account, see if you can get an Uber Eats, or if not, rumble up something in the kitchen there, and everybody post up. And we started watching one film, but as Phoenix Calida gets more comfortable being around everybody in one space, we've been going to two films. And typically, Phoenix and I will watch one already, so that we're okay with falling asleep during that one while the youngsters are still up looking at it. So we did that, and we watched that film Kate, which again, I would count it up as part of this little renaissance, as I call it in my head, with some of these female led films, that got a little action in them. And I need to stop critiquing what I think are the boring parts or the slow parts, because I personally think that I am overstimulated. Like, as far as entertainment goes, I've always gone with the most absurdist and over the top versions of the entertainment, right? Like hardcore rap. It's like, give me Spice One for the West Coast, MOP for the East Coast, right? Like, give me the hardest wacky rap. Give me the Cannibal Guy, Brother Lynch Hung, multi-syllable rap. Give me Mr. Ill, Rappin' Ron, Aunt Diddley Dog. Of course, all those Midwest guys with Slim Shady and Twista and those folks. Give me the heaviest syllable work you can get, Black Alicious, Gift of Gab. I'm overstimulated. Comedy, Jesus Christ. I think I saw Ghostbusters when I was 3 years old, and just went straight down the illest of comedy rabbit holes possible, to where, I mean, you see Sick Sad World behind me. I absolutely love the comedy in Daria, all the over the tops and the subtleties. I used to have more Boondocks whatnot behind me. I should get a Boondocks poster. Oh yeah, like I like I I like stuff that has overstimulated me as far as like everything I dig. So when we get to these slow parts of these films, they're probably not slow parts, they're probably nuanced and allowing the audience to calm down from the action, while overstimulated William is like, no, more, keep going. There's more stabbing to do, madam. Fire that weapon, you know. And also dug that film, those good action scenes. You know, and I'm not too smart on the literary stuff where someone else might see a basic story. You know, I saw something ill, right? Like she gets involved with these killer cats because the older person took the young person in. And then she's like, oh, I want to temporarily take this young person in and give it a shot. And then the vibe of like of these girls in particular being expendable, disposable to these men that are mostly I mean, for the most part, what are men doing? Can I rhetorically narrow it down to dick measuring contests for now, for this being the sort of pre-show and thing? Maybe, yeah, like just men and their dick measuring contests. Like, hey man, I'm more feller man guy than you, and I'm more feller man guy than you. Then my feller guys with me can shoot your feller guys. We're gonna shoot back and shoot your guys. Well, I got little assassin girl here, and I can use my girl as a pawn here. And yeah, it's dirty, man. Yeah, so but it'll be much better with two other voices helping with the program. And also after shift, it is 6:09 a.m. I should go ahead and make sure that I have my work lunch ready. You know, should have some broccoli and some cut carrot together and some chicken. That's definitely should be what's there. Because I barbecue a bunch of the chicken on Sunday and barbecue like 2 steaks and about 7 or 8 hamburger patties on Sunday, and then put that stuff in the freezer. And then I have the chicken in bags and just pull out the chicken bags day by day and pull out the frozen vegetables that we just get at the grocery store, you know, and pull those out, throw them in the little Tupperware container deals. And those are your work lunches for my niece and I. And we have some snacky snacks in the lockers. All right, I'm riffing, rambling, just doing a little pre-show. And and hanging out with Max. I wanted to mention Max from Patreon, because Max has been hanging out with me at work via text message. And I think, yeah, Max was just telling me that they were watching the new Candyman. Yeah, I'm looking at the new Candyman 2, Max. And then like Max said some shit, and I was like, yo, can I quote this on the program? Let me see. Doop. Yeah, quote this on the program, because Max and I, we just talk about like lefty shit and whatnot. And we're talking about organizing and the gangsterism of MAGA, and like potentially combating the gangsterism of MAGA, and like planned communities, and like deliberate leftist travel for planned communities and whatnot. And I think I end on one. I'm talking about on bikers bringing in meth but being rejected. Okay, so Max was telling me about a community where like it's, I guess, kind of like anarchist. You know, let me know if I'm using the wrong words here, because I don't really know all. Like, I know these terms as just anti-capitalist terms, but I don't know them individually, really. So I think it's like anarchist folks, and some biker gangs tried to come in and bring meth and got rejected. And I'm saying back to Max, I'm like, that's turf hogging to me. I've argued in my pseudo series on the gangsterism of MAGA that there needs to be controlled blocks and spots. To be effective at a street level, there actually should be no-go zones. Back home, we knew what gas station wasn't cool to fill up at. We knew what liquor store you can't be shopping at after 5 p.m. or so. We know that sundown towns exist. Queer folks know there are neighborhoods it ain't cool to walk through. And at the street level, right-wingers should have that same vibe. There should be areas where they know that when they pass through, they don't want to have on that thin blue line shirt or MAGA hat. Yeah. And then Max was like, was like, hell yeah, cuz, let me tell you some real shit. And that was how it actually started too. That's not how it started. Max said, quote, if the left was organized in any capacity, we could get that going. But no, we have no institutional presence, let alone power. Maggots can shoot people in front of cops and nothing happens. But God forbid someone shouts at a Nazi. It's very Weimar Germany, and it's frightening. We're getting to the point where these people have all the ability to manipulate the conversation, where they can claim victimhood while their street enforcers kill people, where they can wail in mainstream press. That mainstream press won't hear what they have to say. Delusional. Can't hear what they have to say, and the gullible center feeds their delusional and feeds their delusion. Dad feeds their delusion, and every time they call it both sides, when one side wants an ethno state and the other side just wants a chance to live, and the Overton window moves right. Continuing with Max's quote from this us hanging out with the text messages, Max says, I try not to be conspiratorial and whatnot, but it does frighten me. It's not going to be like the 30s, but that means we won't be prepared for a lot of what's coming, and there will be no Lincoln brigades or IWW to stand up to the Mosleys and silver shirts. The right will have institutional power, social power, and firepower, and the left will be too busy navel gazing instead of getting ready. I wouldn't be surprised if we find our best resistance in gangs, like you say, the only people used to putting in work. Yeah, like too much of the left does not know what it really feels like on your hand to punch someone in the skull at full force. Like you do it, like people think about that fantasy shit, right? Like you punch somebody and they just go the fuck down. They just start bleeding. You do realize that your body did come in contact with their body violently, right? Your knuckles ran into bone. How much experience do you have in your formative years of slamming your knuckles into another person's bones to be ready to do that multiple times when shit goes down, right? Like some of y'all like, well, I've gotten into fights. Were you punching flesh or were you punching skulls? Right? Were you punching someone's arm repeatedly and going, no, that's mine? Right? That's my significant other because I feel like I own them. Right? Was that what you did? Chest shots, stomach shots. Have you really knocked a motherfucker in the head? That shit, like, you better be ready to hold your wrist right. That shit's gonna rattle up to your fucking elbow. And you're not just going to be able to just immediately cock back and rock another punch like that. You're going to fuck around and have to recuperate after you land your first fucking punch, trying to put in work at the street level. I may also be a very discouraging leftist to listen to. All right. But yes, movie reviews are coming up on the way. It is 6:16 a.m. on this here. What is that? September 20th, it says there on the screen. It sure does. September 20th, and should be coming back with some evening wine cellar action, hoping that the toilet problems are not too real again. This may be literally the third plumber call in under a month now. Right, the first two were in the same week, but now we're in a second week, so it would be 3 plumber calls in under a month. Like this, well, literally the shit is real. I think it's a problem with the specific drain in the basement floor, the one that's like in a mop sink. I think it's something specifically in there, and I'm wondering if like a fucking bottle cap or some shit fell in there or something. I might have to see if that hardcore youngster can come back through with the mega blaster or whatever the hell it was that young person had. And yeah, that's the shit that's going down in this household right now. Like we are having plumbing issues here. Yeah, but hey, you had to get the house that you could afford at the working class level, buddy. All right, please be as safe as possible wherever you are.